The power of words is one of the most underestimated forces in your life. Every word you speak carries energy, carries intention, and carries influence not only over your own spirit, but over the circumstances that surround you. Words are not just sounds or letters strung together. They are declarations that can either build up or break down, create life or attract negativity. Too often, people wake up and speak carelessly, complaining about their problems, focusing on what's wrong or doubting their potential. When this happens, they are unknowingly shaping their reality toward limitation and disappointment. But when you begin to recognize the weight and significance of your words, you start to see that your mouth can become one of your most powerful tools. Every morning, the first thing that leaves your lips sets the tone for your entire day. When you speak blessings over yourself, over your family, over your dreams, you are not just expressing hope, you are commanding alignment with God's promises. It is in the repetition of positive declarations that faith grows and strengthens. Imagine planting seeds in a garden. Each word you speak with purpose is like planting a seed of life, favor, and breakthrough. Words have the ability to penetrate situations that seem immovable. When life feels heavy, when challenges loom large, when fear whispers lies into your ear, the words you choose speak can shift the spiritual atmosphere around you. By declaring truth, by speaking victory over what looks impossible, you position yourself to experience change. The Bible reminds us that life and death are in the power of the tongue, meaning that every utterance carries potential to either destroy or create. Understanding this truth transforms your perspective on communication. You begin to see that your words are not passive, they are active forces that attract results. When you declare that you are blessed, that doors will open for you, that favor surrounds you, you are not simply wishing for good things to happen, you are activating spiritual principles that respond to faith-filled speech. Words also impact your inner being. Speaking life encourages hope, strengthens courage, and reinforces belief. The more you affirm what is possible, the more your mind and spirit adjust to expect and recognize opportunities. Over time, consistent use of positive and faith-filled language rewires your mindset, turning fear into confidence, doubt into assurance, and hesitation into bold action. Understanding the power of words means recognizing that what you say aloud is not trivial. It is a force that can shape your destiny. Every day, every moment, every situation offers an opportunity to speak words that create life, invoke blessing, and call forth your God-given potential. Choosing your words carefully is choosing the life you desire. Daily declaration is not just a habit, it is a spiritual discipline that positions you to receive the fullness of God's blessings. Each day presents a new opportunity to speak life, favor, and victory over yourself and your circumstances. When you make it a practice to declare positive and faith-filled words consistently, you are creating alignment between your spirit and the purposes that God has designed for you. This is not about empty repetition or mere ritual. It is about intentional, heart-driven declarations that shape your mindset, influence your environment, and attract divine intervention. Imagine waking up each morning and immediately speaking over your day. This is a day of breakthrough. I am surrounded by favor. I will experience success in every area of my life. These are not just statements, they are invitations for blessings to flow into your life. By speaking these words, you are reminding your soul that you are not defined by yesterday's struggles or today's uncertainties. You are reminding yourself that you are positioned for greatness and that divine possibilities are available to you. The consistency of daily declaration strengthens your faith, just as exercise builds physical strength. Speaking life every day builds spiritual resilience. Over time, you begin to notice subtle shifts. Opportunities that once seemed impossible appear, challenges are met with courage, and your outlook on life becomes increasingly positive and expectant. Daily declarations also act as a shield against negativity. The world will try to tell you what you cannot do, where you will fail, or what is impossible. But when your mouth is filled with affirmations of God's favor, you are establishing a protective atmosphere around your mind, your emotions, and your spirit. Each declaration is a reaffirmation that your life is guided, your steps are ordered, and you are equipped to overcome any obstacle. Furthermore, this practice instills discipline and focus. When you intentionally declare blessings each day, you cultivate a mindset that is attentive to God's presence and aware of His promises. You begin to speak not just for yourself, but over your family, your community, and your dreams, creating a ripple effect of hope and positivity. The more consistently you declare, the more natural it becomes to approach every situation with faith and expectation. Daily declaration transforms ordinary routines into spiritual rituals that empower you to live intentionally and purposefully. It is a daily reminder that you are not passive in life, you are active, you are chosen, and your words have the power to attract divine favor. The secret is not in the repetition itself, but in the belief behind it, the faith that what you speak is alive and capable of manifesting in your life. The choice of focus is one of the most powerful decisions you can make every single day. Life presents a constant stream of situations, some uplifting and some challenging, and how you respond determines not only your peace, but also the direction of your life. You can choose to focus on what is broken, what is lacking, or what has gone wrong. And if you do, you will feel weighed down by discouragement, fear, and frustration. But there is another choice, a choice to focus on God's promises, His goodness, and the blessings that are already present in your life. This choice is not passive. It requires intention, awareness, and discipline. When you choose to focus on the positive, on what is possible rather than what seems impossible, you are aligning your mind and spirit with hope and faith. Every day, you are bombarded with messages of limitation, people telling you what you cannot do, circumstances that seem to block your way, or past failures that echo in your mind. But when you intentionally shift your focus to the blessings that God has already provided, you create a foundation for joy, gratitude, and expectation. Focusing on God's promises does not mean ignoring reality. It means refusing to let temporary setbacks dictate your destiny. It means seeing obstacles not as dead ends, but as opportunities for growth, breakthroughs, and testimonies. The simple act of choosing where your attention determines whether fear or faith dominates your life. You can choose to dwell on mistakes, missed opportunities, and what is absent, and you will feel powerless. Or you can choose to dwell on your purpose, your potential, and the abundance that surrounds you, and suddenly doors you didn't see before begin to open. This choice also shapes your conversations, your decisions, and the energy you bring into every situation. When your focus is on the negative, your words reflect doubt and limitation. When your focus is on the positive, your words reflect confidence, gratitude, and expectation. Over time, this consistent focus rewires your thinking, strengthens your faith, and empowers you to see possibilities where others see impossibilities. It is a daily decision to rise above circumstance, to refuse to be defined by fear, and to anchor yourself in the unchanging truth of God's presence and provision. Choosing your focus is more than just a mindset. It is a declaration of victory. It is a way of telling the universe and your own spirit that you will not be shaken by what you see, that you trust in what is promised, and that you are determined to walk in the abundance, favor, and blessings that are available to you. Every day, you have the power to choose, and the moment you choose wisely, your path becomes brighter, your steps become stronger, and your life begins to reflect the hope and destiny that have been waiting for you all along. Speaking life over challenges is one of the most powerful acts you can perform, yet so many people underestimate its impact. Life will inevitably present difficulties, obstacles, and moments that test your patience, faith, and strength. When those moments come, it is easy to focus on the problem, to dwell on what is wrong, and to allow fear or doubt to take control. But speaking life over your challenges is a declaration that you refuse to be defined by your circumstances. It is a bold act of faith, a way of telling yourself and the universe that no obstacle is too big, no setback too great, and no situation too impossible for God's power to overcome. Every time you speak words of encouragement, hope, and faith over a challenge, you are doing more than just comforting yourself. You are activating divine principles that respond to your belief. When you say, I am capable of overcoming this, I am blessed even in the midst of difficulty, or this challenge is turning into a testimony, you are declaring that your focus is not on the limitation, but on the solution. These words are like a shield around your mind and spirit. They remind you that while circumstances may press in, your inner life remains strong and unshakable. Speaking life over challenges also shifts your perspective. When your words are filled with hope, your mind begins to see possibilities rather than barriers. You begin to recognize opportunities that were hidden by fear or worry. You begin to think creatively, to seek solutions, and to act boldly. Your words have the ability to transform your reality because they influence not only your thinking, but also your actions. Challenges are not meant to defeat you. They are meant to strengthen you, to teach you, and to prepare you for greater things. But the key to overcoming them is not denial, it is declaration. By speaking life, you align yourself with divine favor, you reinforce your faith, and you invite the miraculous into situations that seem impossible. Moreover, speaking life over challenges encourages those around you. Your words have the power to uplift and inspire others who may be struggling, creating a ripple effect of hope and positivity. It reminds you that your voice matters, that your declaration can influence outcomes, and that your faith-filled speech has tangible power. Even in moments of uncertainty, even when the weight of life feels heavy, the simple act of declaring victory, blessings, and favor over your challenges can change the course of your day, your week, and your life. The battles you face do not define you. How you speak over them does. Every challenge becomes an opportunity for testimony when you refuse to succumb to despair and instead choose to speak life with conviction, expectation, and unwavering faith. Faith and conviction are the foundation of every powerful declaration. Words spoken without belief are like seeds scattered on barren ground. They may touch the surface, but they will not produce life, growth, or fruit. When you speak with faith, you are not simply reciting empty phrases. You are activating spiritual power, aligning your heart with God's promises, and stepping into a reality that transcends your present circumstances. Conviction gives your words weight and authority. It transforms a simple statement into a declaration that can move mountains, open doors, and release favor. When you say, or I am blessed, or I am equipped for this season, you must say it with belief, with an unwavering assurance that what you speak is true, even if you do not yet see it. Faith is the bridge between the seen and the unseen, between what is now and what is coming. Without it, words are powerless and dreams remain stagnant. When you cultivate conviction in your declarations, you are telling yourself and the universe that your confidence is rooted not in circumstances, but in the unchanging truth of God's promises. This belief allows you to face trials without fear and to navigate uncertainty with courage. Conviction also influences your actions. When you truly believe in the power of your words, you act with purpose, make decisions with clarity, and persevere even when obstacles arise. Your faith fuels persistence. Your conviction creates momentum. It is one thing to say, I will succeed, but it is another to say it with absolute confidence, knowing that success is already on its way and that your role is to step forward and receive it. Faith and conviction also inspire others. People are drawn to confidence and certainty, and when you speak with unwavering belief, you uplift and encourage those around you to embrace hope and possibility. In this way, your words become not only a tool for your own blessing, but also a source of empowerment for others. Developing conviction takes practice. It requires spending time in reflection, prayer, and meditation on the promises you are claiming. It requires reminding yourself daily that what God has spoken is true, even when circumstances seem contrary. Over time, your faith strengthens, your words gain power, and your life begins to shift in alignment with the reality you are declaring. Faith and conviction are inseparable. One without the other cannot produce the full impact of your declarations. They work together to turn words into action, thoughts into reality, and potential into manifestation. The moment you speak with genuine belief, your declarations cease to be empty. They become instruments of transformation. Each time you speak boldly, each time you declare confidently, you are stepping into a life of purpose, influence, and divine favor. Your faith-backed words are your key to unlocking blessings that are already waiting for you. Consistency in prayer is one of the most powerful keys to unlocking a life filled with favor, blessings, and spiritual alignment. Prayer is not simply a one-time event or a last resort when difficulties arise. It is a continuous conversation with the divine, a daily practice that strengthens your connection to the source of all power and provision. When you commit to praying consistently, you are demonstrating faith, discipline, and expectation. You are telling yourself and the universe that you are serious about inviting divine intervention into your life. The power of repeated, focused prayer lies in its ability to align your spirit with God's plan. Life will always present distractions, obstacles, and moments of doubt, but when you consistently return to prayer, you are anchoring yourself in a reality that is bigger than circumstance. Consistency also builds resilience. There will be days when challenges feel overwhelming, when hope seems distant, and when the answers you are waiting for have not yet arrived. But persistent prayer strengthens your spirit to endure, reminding you that the unseen hand of God is at work even when you cannot yet see the results. Just as a plant grows through regular watering, your faith grows through regular, devoted communication with God. Over time, consistent prayer creates a rhythm of expectation. Your heart begins to anticipate breakthroughs. Your mind starts to recognize opportunities, and your life begins to reflect the power of your words and declarations. It is not the volume or complexity of the prayer that matters most, but the faith and persistence behind it. Speaking consistent prayers of blessing, protection, and favor over yourself, your family, and your dreams establishes a spiritual environment where miracles can take root. Consistency in prayer also nurtures gratitude, which multiplies blessings. When you make a habit of thanking God daily, even for small victories, you begin to see how much is already working in your favor. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance, from limitation to opportunity, and from worry to trust. Furthermore, regular prayer deepens your discernment. As you consistently seek divine guidance, you become more attuned to the subtle ways blessings manifest, to the quiet nudges toward decisions that lead to growth, and to the doors that open at just the right time. This practice creates an unshakable confidence that no matter what challenges arise, you are never alone, and every step you take is aligned with a greater purpose. Ultimately, consistent prayer is a declaration of faith in action. It transforms ordinary routines into sacred rituals that empower you to live intentionally. The power is not just in speaking to God, but in allowing your life to reflect the faith, expectation, and alignment that your prayers cultivate. Every day, every moment, and every repetition reinforces the truth that consistency in prayer is one of the greatest tools you have to shape your destiny and invite the miraculous into your life. The manifestation of blessings is not an accident, and it is not reserved for a select few. It is the natural outcome of faith-filled words, intentional declarations, consistent prayer, and a heart aligned with purpose. When you speak life, when you declare favor, when you maintain focus on God's promises, and when you pray consistently, blessings begin to appear in ways that may surprise you. The universe, guided by divine order, responds to the energy of your words and the conviction behind your faith. Manifestation is not simply about wishing or hoping. It is about creating a spiritual and mental environment where what is spoken with faith can materialize into reality. Every blessing that shows up in your life is the result of alignment of your mind, your words, your heart, and your actions with the promises of God. Many people wait for blessings to fall into their laps passively, expecting life to hand them favor without effort or intention. But the truth is that manifestation requires participation. You must speak, act, and believe in harmony with the reality you desire. When you declare that doors will open, that opportunities will multiply, and that favor surrounds you, you are not merely talking about hope. You are creating conditions for tangible results. Manifestation also demands patience. Blessings often appear gradually in ways that may be subtle at first. You might notice a new connection, a shift in circumstances, or an unexpected solution to a problem. These small movements are the evidence of your declarations taking root. Recognizing them builds confidence and strengthens your faith, allowing you to continue speaking life even when the full outcome is not yet visible. Consistency, repetition, and focus are critical because manifestation is a process, not an instant event. It is the repeated alignment of words, thought, and actions that eventually brings your spoken promises into the physical world. Moreover, the manifestation of blessings is enhanced when your declarations are comprehensive. Speak blessings over every area of your life, your health, your relationships, your finances, your career, and your dreams. The more areas you cover with faith-filled words, the more your life reflects holistic favor. It is also important to understand that manifestation is not limited by time or circumstance. Even when obstacles seem insurmountable, when people doubt you, or when the world says it is impossible, your consistent declarations, coupled with belief and prayer, create a spiritual environment where breakthroughs can occur. Every act of faith, every positive affirmation, and every prayer contributes to the ultimate unfolding of blessings. Eventually, what was once unseen becomes visible, what was once impossible becomes reality, and your life begins to demonstrate the cumulative power of your words, focus, and belief. Manifestation is living proof that your declarations, made with conviction and faith, are capable of moving mountains and changing your life for the better. Shaping your destiny through daily declarations is one of the most transformative practices you can embrace. Every word you speak, every thought you focus on, and every prayer you offer contributes to the blueprint of your future. Destiny is not something that merely happens to you. It is something that is created, nurtured, and activated through intentional alignment with purpose, faith, and divine principles. When you choose to declare blessings, favor, and victory every day, you are taking control of the narrative of your life. You are refusing to be a passive participant, waiting for circumstances to dictate your path, and instead, you are stepping into a proactive role where your words and actions are the architects of your future. Daily declarations remind your spirit of your identity, your calling, and the potential that resides within you. They help you maintain clarity of purpose even in moments of confusion or uncertainty. By anchoring your mind and heart in the truth of who you are and what you are capable of achieving, by speaking life into your day, you are reinforcing the belief that your destiny is not defined by limitations, failures, or setbacks, but by the promises of God and the power that exists within you. Consistency is key. The more you declare blessings over your life, your family, your work, and your dreams, the more natural it becomes to live in expectation of the extraordinary. Your words begin to shape your attitudes, your decisions, and your actions, creating a ripple effect that propels you toward the outcomes you are envisioning. This practice also helps you overcome fear and doubt. When challenges arise, when critics speak, or when the world seems to say no, your daily declarations remind you that your future is not dependent on public opinion or temporary circumstances. It is guided by faith, intention, and the alignment of your heart with purpose. Shaping your destiny requires courage, persistence, and focus. It requires a daily commitment to speak boldly, to act decisively, and to believe unwaveringly that your words have power. Each day is an opportunity to reaffirm your vision, to remind yourself of your potential, and to declare what you will receive, achieve, and experience. The consistent practice of speaking blessings is not just about wishful thinking. It is about creating a framework for action and opportunity, an environment where miracles and favor can manifest. Your destiny responds to the voice of faith, the power of expectation, and the consistency of daily declarations. Over time, you will begin to notice the results, opportunities that were previously hidden become visible. Doors that seemed closed swing open, and your life begins to reflect the reality you have been declaring. Ultimately, shaping your destiny is about taking ownership of your life through intentional, faith-filled speech. It is about speaking what is unseen into being, refusing to be limited by fear, and positioning yourself to receive the blessings and favor that are waiting for you. Your words, spoken daily with conviction, are the instruments that mold your future and turn your potential into reality.